And for more, we're joined by James Chin, who's Professor of Asian Studies at the University of Tasmania. Now, Prof, the court has ruled the charges against Muhyiddin as defective, baseless, and vague. They also cited a lack of detail as to how the offence was committed. So how would you assess the judge's decision?
So I think it's a bit too early to try to second-guess the decision. The decision has not been published in Malaysia. But what we do know is that this will have major implications for the other set of charges. The other set of charges relates to money that was in his account, in the party's account, and that deals with money laundering. So if he gets off on this group of charges, it means that the government cannot proceed with the other 4 money laundering charges. But whatever it is, this is a major political event in Malaysia, especially coming on top of the massive victory by Muhyiddin's coalition Perikatan Nasional on Saturday. Now that he's been acquitted of these corruption charges, so I think he has a lot of stuff to celebrate, especially after Saturday and today's announcement.
We want to get more on those money laundering charges in just a bit, but the reports are suggesting that the Attorney General's chambers may appeal this decision that's made by the High Court. So how do you see this panning out?
So obviously they have to appeal the decision because a lot of people were expecting a guilty verdict because Muhyiddin's legal thing actually never disputed the basic facts of the case, which is that a sum of money was deposited into Bersatu's account, his political party's account. Muhyiddin's argument is that the money was never meant for him personally. The money was always meant for his party, Bersatu. So this is really a major issue that the legal system will have to deal with, whether political parties can receive money directly from donors, especially when we're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars.
Now, Prof, Muhyiddin Yassin, as you mentioned, still faces the 3 other charges of money laundering now. So how could today's court decision damage the prosecution's efforts in pressing them against Mr. Muhyiddin? It looks like an uphill battle for them now.
Well, I think if you speak to legal people in Kuala Lumpur, they will tell you that these money laundering cases cannot go ahead now because apparently once the High Court has found that it is not illegal to receive the money, therefore it's very difficult to charge him for these money laundering cases. So my take is that if the appeal by the government is not successful, then probably the money laundering charges just can't go ahead.
Now, this verdict also comes just days after the Perikatan Nasional coalition enjoyed key victories in the state polls. So how do you see this possibly rejuvenating Mr. Muhyiddin's political fortunes? Are voters convinced?
Well, I think it was quite clear, even during the election, one of the key issues he made was that this is very much a political persecution. He has made a consistent argument that this money was never meant for him personally. It was basically what we might call political funding. It was money donated to his party. It just happens that he was the president of the party, so he was there to receive it on behalf of Bersatu. I think this will go a long way in vindicating his argument, and I think his support base will really see this as a victory and a confirmation of what he's been saying since he was charged, and that this is very much a political persecution.
And speaking of which, Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim has made no secret of wanting to root out corruption among the political elites, and this would appear to be quite a setback for him. So what sort of response are you expecting from Mr. Anwar now?
I don't think you can expect Mr. Anwar to make any major statements of this issue. As you correctly point out, the government will file an appeal, so we have to wait for the appeal process to take place. So in the meantime, my take is that the ongoing money laundering cases will be put on hold until this matter is sorted out in the appeals court.
Now, Professor, thank you so much for your insights there. That's James Chin, Professor of Asian Studies at the University of Tasmania.